The first full day of Rally Mexico is completed, and as expected, it threw up some dramas. The first one was that after winning the two night stages in Guanajuato, Otanek's rally took a turn for the worse as his turbo blew up and he was out of contention for the top positions. He drove all of the morning loop with a broken turbo, and with him also running first on the road for these stages and sweeping the road on both the morning and afternoon ones, the rally turned to him to minimize the damage, as he lost more than 12 minutes on the morning loop alone, and over 14 minutes by the end of the day. The day didn't go any better for the other M Sport drivers, as Lube was out for the day after he broke his suspension, and Serderidis had a broken steering arm. It starts to look that despite their best efforts, the Puma still struggles with reliability, and it showed heavily. Apart from them, there was one more retirement, as Takamoto Katsuta on his debut in Mexico slid off the road and retired for the day. He will return tomorrow, but he will have no role in the fight for the top positions. Everyone expected and feared the returning Sebastian Ogier. The six-time winner was on the pace immediately, and when running fifth on the road, he indeed was very quick and faster than most of the drivers, apart from one. Esapeka Lapi was even quicker. The Finn managed to edge the Frenchman and managed to use his road position to good effect and won 5 stages today to lead the rally by 5.3 seconds over the Frenchman. Behind them, the battle for third place was just as action-packed. Calero Vanpera and Thierry Neuville both struggled as running at the top places, and also had hybrid issues. Danny Soto was in that fight, but he suffered a puncture that dropped him out of contention after he was fighting for third place with Elfyn Evans. The Welshman managed to get the third place at the end, but he saw himself falling adrift behind Lapi and Ogier, and also Neuville started to close the gap to him. So what is waiting for the drivers tomorrow? The first stage will be the 14 kilometers of Ibaria. The stage is one of the fastest of the whole rally and includes some massively long straights and also some famous jumps. Despite its speed, it is very narrow in some places, and the drivers who would try to push beyond its high limits will quickly find themselves out. The second stage of the day is El Mosquito. The 22 kilometer stage is the longest of the day and is a very narrow stage with lots of hairpins and tight junctions, and most time will be gained or lost in it. It does have though some quick sections, and drivers will need to be able to quickly change their rhythm. The third stage of the day is the famous De Ramadero. The stage is also quite narrow, but is incredibly fast, with some very long straights and a very famous jump at the end. The stage has a very long downhill section, peak point at 2,400 meters, and the finish line at 1,800 meters, which right again can help those who will be braver to gain some time if they are willing to take some risks at the downhill sections. The morning loop will end with another run through the Las Dunas Super Special, which was run yesterday as well. The afternoon run will include all of the stages, and the day will finish with a Rock and Rally Super Special stage, which was the last stage in Rally Mexico in 2020, as the final day got cancelled thanks to the pandemic. The stage is another run through the Leon Street stage, which was used yesterday as well. So who is gonna come out on top at the end of the longest day of the rally? Stay tuned to know, as the battle between Lapi and Ogier continues.